In the very first chapter of the Bible, God delivers a powerful command to humanity: be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. These are not merely poetic words there, a divine instruction, a vision for how God intended life to unfold. Today, we'll unpack what this command means not just biologically, but spiritually, emotionally, and missionally. This is God's blueprint for growth, legacy, and abundance. Let's return to Eden. After creating mankind in His image, God blesses them and gives them purpose. To be fruitful, in Hebrew, the word fruitful implies flourishing, producing results, and being full of life. This is more than reproduction, it's about multiplication in every sense. Ideas, relationships, goodness, and righteousness. Fruitfulness is about reflecting God's creativity and character in the world. Multiplication was humanity's assignment to spread Eden across the earth, extending God's order, love, and beauty. Throughout Scripture, fruitfulness is always associated with blessing. In Deuteronomy 28, God promises fruitfulness in the land, in families, and in labor for those who follow His ways. Psalm 1 speaks of the righteous person as a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season. This concept isn't tied only to prosperity, but to spiritual vitality and obedient living. God desires His people to be productive not just materially but spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. Jesus builds on this idea when He speaks in John 15. You are the branches. If you remain in me, you will bear much fruit. Spiritual fruitfulness comes from abiding in Him. Paul later outlines what this fruit looks like in Galatians 5. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and so. You can't fake true fruit. It flows from intimacy with Christ. Being fruitful is less about striving and more about remaining connected to the Multiply isn't just about numbers, it's about legacy. God repeatedly blessed people like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob with promises of multiplication not only of descendants, but of influence. This echoes in Psalm 127. Children are a heritage from the Lord, like arrows in the hands of a warrior. Whether you have children or not, God has given you the ability to influence the next generation emotionally and intellectually. What you pour into others multiplies long after you're gone. Being fruitful also applies to your work. Colossians 3:23 urges us to work heartily. As for the Lord, fruitfulness includes diligence, creativity, and stewardship. From Moses to the Proverbs 31 woman, Scripture affirms that productive work is a way of honoring God. Whether you're raising a family, building a business, writing a book, or serving a ministry, if it's done in love and obedience, it carries eternal weight. But let's be honest, not every season feels fruitful. There are droughts, times where nothing seems to grow. But even then, God is working beneath the surface. Isaiah 54 invites the barren woman to sing, promising that God will expand her tent. Sometimes, the most powerful fruit grows out of suffering and patience. Don't despise the waiting. God often uses the wilderness to prepare us for a greater harvest. So what does it mean to be fruitful and multiply? It's a calling to grow in faith, multiply goodness, invest in others, leave a legacy, and live a life that glorifies God. Whether it's your family, your talents, your time, or your ministry, you are called to bear fruit that lasts. Jesus said in John 15:8, "This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit." So go be fruitful, multiply, and let your life reflect the fullness of God's design.